That's the best string that Kings Mountain's ever had. They've only 4 out of 5 is the best they've done, and but they have not been able to get 3 in a row. So Shelby's got the victory formation in with 23 seconds left. This is a sweet victory, and we're going to down it on the 47-yard line.
And that should be the last play, barring Kings Mountain.
Yeah, Kings Mountain could take a timeout, but there's really no reason to.
And that's going to do it. There's 10 seconds to go, and we'll let it run out. Shelby is going to go to 1-0 on the season. Kings Mountain 0-1, and Shelby breaks the 2-game win streak by Kings Mountain. They win 32-16 in this season opener. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with our Stamey Funeral Home in Falston Stadium postgame show, our James River Equipment stats and recap of the game, and then we've got a cool air play of the games. Honda, a defensive player of the game, sponsored by Ronaldo Kia, and our S&R Auto Sales overall player of the game, and we'll do that after this 3-minute break.
Sleep tight after a visit to Cummings Furniture in Shelby, because right now Cummings Furniture is having a sale on Kingsdown mattresses, made right here in North Carolina. Also great buys on therapeutic mattresses. And check out all the great buys throughout the store. Furniture at great savings for every room.
But that was Logan Brown that caught the punt for Avery County. And I tell you what, I don't know how he got that punt off, because there was 2 guys coming, and one was all I just thought was going to block it.
One guy was coming, one guy was there.
Yes, exactly.
and Patterson got the ball punted off and was able to get it up in the air over the hands of the defenders. A good, clean putt, his best of the day. I mean, that had to be at least a 35-yard punt.
Yeah, and that could have been a disaster. But
so instead of starting in Cherryville's territory, Avery County's going to have to march 55 yards to score a touchdown here. And Cherryville's going to take a timeout. They're going to talk things over. We'll take another break. Be right back. 92.9 FM, 1590 AM. Cherryville Armored Football, brought to you by Bugbusters of Lincolnton.
All right, folks.
It's a metal roofing rainbow of colors at Acre Enterprises in Cherryville. Come in and check out
Mechanical of Shelby. We've got scores on the board. We're going to go right back out to Cherryville and finish that up, folks. You're now listening to the post-game show. Let them finish that game. It's 20-18. Ironman, by my count. I'll make sure I didn't miss that going down the hall. But for you folks listening, we still got Ironman and Avery County. Cherryville's up 20-0 that game. It's now 20-18. Black scores are finals on their scoreboard. Red ones are still live. We're trying to finish those up for you here on the post-game show. But just to give you guys a reminder and update, we're going to start the show here in just a few minutes as soon as the Cherryville game finishes up, and we can switch over all our audio back here in the studio. So, folks, right now you're listening to Cherryville Ironman and Avery County. We'll get to the post-game show and scores and highlights from around the area here in just a few moments.
Starts this drive, 1st and 10 on their own 45. Hunter takes the snap. He's under some pressure right there on 1st down. He passes it out towards Garcia, over Garcia's head, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Number 71, Jordan Lawrence. That's an incomplete pass for the Vikings.
Right.
It's gonna,
go ahead, Brian.
It's okay, 16 seconds left.
That took a lot of time off the clock.
And he's telling us something. Oh, he's telling the coaches. The referee is telling the coaches they need 24 seconds. They need 24 seconds on the clock.
There we go.
So second 10. Cherryville's going to be bringing the pressure. They're going to be bringing the rush. But it's going to be about a 4-man rush.
Cherryville Armored and Faithful up on their feet, making noise, stomping their feet. Here's the snap. 2nd down. Good gracious, Liner just got lit up.
They just rushed 4, and all 4 of them got there. All 4 of them got there. They just ran right by the lineman of Avery County. That was impressive.
Avery recovers it, but they're running out of time. Last play of the game right here. Liner, he takes it deep. He's looking. Pass is caught. But Cherryville defenders are there. They're going to bring him down. Looking for any flags on the field before we announce.
I don't see any.
That is going to be, it looks like, I don't see any flags. That's going to be the end of the game. Yes, officials signal it, and that is the ball game. Our final score. Yes. You can't just say the numbers. You need to add an adjective or two in there. The final woohoo score. Sheriff Ironman 20, Avery County Vikings 18. Brian Faree, I don't know about you. If they can all finish this way and Sheriff will come out on top, this is going to be a fun season, buddy.
It's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be great.
What a finish. What a game.
Yes. I tell you what, they did just enough. And I know that's what the coaches are going to tell them this coming week. You did just enough. But let's improve on what else we need to do.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the post-game show. I'm Kevin Hastings along with Dennis Davis. Andre Bush is in the house. We'll have special guest Steve Degree. And, of course, we'll have I think that worked, right? We'll have Steve and Will and the gang join us here at some point here on the CSI Mechanical post-game show. Black scores are finals. Red scores are still coming in. We're looking to get those finals up posted here in just a few moments. We'll get them up for you. So we're going to have some interviews from our announcers from all the games that we covered. We have Mountain Heritage Chase, Cherryville and Avery County, Burns and Forest View, Shelby and Kings Mountain, South Point and Lincoln were our broadcast tonight. Well, while you're sitting here in the studios, Andre, guess what? You just volunteered to read scores with Dennis. So I'm glad you're here. But anyway, Andre Bush and Dennis Davis. Andre, tell us the final scores that we have now, and then that we'll let you move on from there and just grab them instead of talk about them. So give us some finals.
All right, we got Mount Heritage Cougars defeated Chase Trojans 56-0. Cherryville Ironman defeated Avery County 20-18. Burns Bulldogs defeated Forest View Jaguars 32-7. Shelby Golden Lions defeated Kings Mountain Mountaineers 32-16. South Point Red Raiders defeated Lincoln Wolves 28-6. East Rutherford Cavaliers defeated Beth City Yellow Jackets 45-0. We got Brevard Blue Devils defeated Pisgah Bears 35-0. The Smoky Mountain Mustangs defeated Cherokee Braves 34-21. And Asheville Cougars defeated the Tuscola Mountaineers 42-6. Ashbrook Green Wave defeated the Forest Hills Yellow Jackets 20-13. North Lincoln Knights defeated West Lincoln Rebels 27-14. The Bandy's Trojans defeated St. Stephen's Indians 29-14. Robinsonville Black Knights defeated East Surrey Cardinals defeated Robinsonville Black Knights 21-19. Then we got Bunker Hill Bears defeated Freedom Patriots 35-28. The Maiden Blue Devils defeated Fred T. Ford Tigers 30-0. Community School of Davidson Spartans defeated West Iredale Warriors 38-7. Hickory Red Tornadoes defeated High Brighton Panthers 48-0. West Forsyth Titans defeated AC Reynolds 19-13. Lake Norman Charter Knights defeated West Columbus Vikings 48-8. And East Wilkes Cardinals defeated the West Wilkes Blackhawks 34-6.
All right, is that all the final scores we got now?
That's all we got for right now.
All right, folks, we're getting ready. Whenever JP gets the Shelby guys off the radio, we're going to join in there and then take some. We'll get our phone calls in from the guys out at the stadiums to tell us about the ball games and more here in just a few minutes. We can't take a break right now on the online because we don't have any breaks. So we're going to stay right here and go over some of these games, try to get some of these scores as they come in. Looking at next week's games real quick, guys, looking for a schedule, who we got on the broadcast. We will have 5 games next week. Burns at Crest will be our game of the week next week. AC Reynolds comes down to visit the Shelby Golden Lions. Forest View will have them again, this time at East Lincoln. Cherryville Ironman will be over at West Lincoln, and we'll have Roberson at East Rutherford. So 5 more games on the broadcast next week for KTC Broadcasting. So we'll have a video, hopefully, Creston Burns, and then maybe some other ones. We'll talk about some of that later. All right, looking at the scores, anything surprising right now? I tell you what, folks, if you I don't know if you some of you folks just tuning in, not necessarily surprising, but Bunker Hill trailed tonight in the game pretty much all night, and just watching that score, I was like, Bunker Hill was really strong last year and got beat by Reedsville after an undefeated season, and you look at that, and Freedom was beating them all game, and then they come back with a big win, 35-28. So big win there for Bunker Hill. Come from behind win for Bunker Hill tonight. So I want to give big note for them for the come behind and staying in it. How about the Kramer Storm hanging with the East Lincoln Mustangs right now, Dennis? 0-10. Just a minute ago, it was 27-24. East Lincoln just went up 34-24 late in the game. It looks like they're going to pull away, but Kramer putting a big scare in the champs from 2 years ago.
Well, one thing I noticed looking at next week's games, you've got the undefeated Cherryville Ironmen taking on the winless West Lincoln team. You and Terry have some fun with that in the morning.
That's them too. West is too scared to come to Bessemer City. They show up in Cherryville all the time. They won't come down. They won't come down the other side of the county, of the south. They won't come to the south side. or southwest side. I'm trying to think exactly where it's at. But yeah, North Lincoln wins 27-14. Like Bandy's 29-14 over St. Stephen's. Ashbrook was getting beat by Forest Hills early. They come back with a big win, 29-13. Burns was down 7-0, Dennis, and looked like in Forest View was playing pretty good, and then they pulled away for a 32-7 victory. South Point led pretty much the whole way against Lincoln with a 28-6 win. Right there, Maiden 30-0 over Ford. I expected bigger, to be honest. It's been 30-0 all night, and it didn't expand it after that. Andre, any more final scores coming in right now?
The Greenville Hurricanes defeated Thomas Jefferson Griffins 25-21.
25-21. Thomas Jefferson falls to the Greenville Hurricanes from South Carolina. All right. Did you say Christ School Greenies in East Burke? Was that a final? I heard you say something about that a minute ago. Top right.
And
Top right on our scoreboard.
On that East Gaston, North Gaston game.
Oh, no, I hadn't got a final on that.
Okay. I thought I'd heard a final on that one. The East and North one, no, not yet. It's kind of in a freeze mode, it looks like, on the scoring thing. We'll get Jeff Miller was doing that game. I can see if his last tweet was and check on that. Let's see.
But that is I do got a final score for you now though. East Burke lost 26-0.
So the Christ School Greenies beat East Burke 26-0. Well, Jeff put the halftime score and didn't tweet anymore. Come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff. I know he's not listening to me right now because he's probably waiting to listen to the radio. But he'll call in a little bit and let us know exactly what happened in that East Lincoln and North. I tell you what, Dennis, you know what we can do while we're waiting on the radio to get off there? We can do some highlights for the folks at home because, the radio people can't see them anyway. What do you think? You can do some highlights for the folks?
You're the man that's the magic on the computer over there, Kevin. Whatever you can pull up.
Let's do some highlights for the folks at home. How about that? Let's see what we can do. Y'all want to watch some highlights? I know y'all want to watch some highlights. Now, they're going to be mixed highlights, folks, so just try to follow along with us. We're going to kind of jump around a little bit in the games, depending on when the highlights came across. We put our highlights on Twitter. Go to follow at What's Up Shopper and also KTC Broadcasting, KTC Sports. If you're watching online, you're going to see the highlights roll through right now pretty much across on Twitter, so we're going to do our best to take care of this. All right, let's see. We're going to start. Oh, that was in the fourth. So some of these are timelined. Why are the timelined backwards? That's weird. Anyway, I don't know why those are coming in backwards from South Point. That's weird. So this is South Point going up 28-0 from about 9 yards out up the middle. For the touchdown for the Red Raiders, here's the Cam Crawford's second touchdown of the day. He punches it in. There we go. Sorry, doing some on screen editing there for you folks at home. All right, what about Burns versus Forest View? This one made it 14-7 for the Bulldogs. Coming straight to you right off tackle. Or 15 with a touchdown for the Bulls. That one made it, like I said, 14-7 for that one. How about the Lincoln Wolves' first touchdown of the season? This one against the South Point Red Raiders. We'll rewind it just a little bit. How about from the start? Somebody on the sideline said, can we at least score one time? And they did, 28-6. There's your score for your Lincoln Wolves. Got a lot of lead blockers over there. That was 28-6. South Point wins over the Lincoln Wolves. Let's see, 2-point conversions. How about Burns going up 28-6 on Forest View there to the corner? Nice little run for the Bulldogs. Shotgun handoff to the right side. Bulldogs win 32-7 tonight. Little sunny in Cherryville tonight. Quarterback keeper off the end. And I'm sure the shots got a little bit better once that sun went down. That made it 12-0 Ironman. How about Bulldogs 32-7? This is their final touchdown here up the middle. Nope, sorry about around the end. A little blurry shot there from us. This Bulldogs making it 20-7 against Forest View. Handoff up the middle. Bulldogs punch it in over the Jaguars. How about some Ironman highlights? Once the sun got down, Andre, that showed up pretty good here. How about a pick six for the Ironman? Mr. Whitworth going to take it to the house on this one. Avery County rolling left and pretty much won the game here, Andre. You win by 2. Pick six from 60-70 yards is going to be the winning play.
Intercepted by Nigel Whitworth.
Nigel Whitworth with a touchdown return and score.
Play of the game right there.
It might be the play of the night for us. It might be the nomination, Dennis, for our numbers play of the night. How about Avery County? This is Avery County punching it in. Nice little 2-yard run for them. Nothing big. They're playing some music out at the Ironman game tonight, Andre. Y'all know, where's the band? I hear AC/DC and some Motley Crue playing. I don't think that's Vince. I don't think that's Pastor Vince Hefner playing that. There's the pick six from Najee again. How about some fireworks in Lawndale? Corrugated Pyrotechnics with the fireworks. Give Dustin Lefford in the gang call out there. He'll hook you up and have a fantastic show. They do a great job out there. Check. I want to make sure my mic's working right there. I didn't see it bouncing right. All right, so Burns wins 32-7. There's your fireworks. We might have the entrance in a minute. Here's Avery County, though, cutting it 2018. Trying to scare the Ironman.
And he caught it.
What a catch. What a catch by, I don't know who this was. We'll find his name and number here in a little bit. Oh, my God. Interfered with. Fantastic catch. Number 1 for Avery County. If it wasn't for that pick six, that might be the play of the game. What a catch. We're going to watch this one more time. Number 1, Avery County in the corner. Top left corner. Interfered with probably. No flag, but it doesn't matter because he made the catch. Touchdown, Avery County. Now, let's go over to check out some, how about some highlights from that Shelby Kings Mountain game. Well, we're going to cover that. Shannon Allen was covering the game for us tonight over there. We'll start with the 7-0 lead here from Kings Mountain. Dennis, we still ain't figured out. We still ain't figured out who this pass was intended for. Steve may let us know when he gets here. But the little back started backing up out of the field. It went over his head, and the receiver come over the top and ended up making the catch. We don't know who it was intended for.
That's a deceptive play. You think it's going to go to that guy. He falls down and then goes to the other guy.
Yeah, well, if they drew it up like that, that is amazing. That made it 10-7. How about the first touchdown of the game? Tristan Tate goes John Elway helicopter style into the end zone for the touchdown. Tristan Tate. Big play there for Tate. We're going to go that over there. How about, let's see. Helicopter.
Tristan is
Helicopter.
a senior who's 5'9" and 160,
That's with pads on and cleats and a helmet.
and probably a couple of bricks in his pocket.
How about another touchdown? Is this the one they scrambled and threw it to the wrong person? Well, yeah, that was the scramble, wrong person. Don't need to see
just
that
like
one again.
they drew it
That's
up,
just.
kid.
I was like, yeah, I bet they draw it up that way now. Listen, you got. That's an old flag football play. You got to fake like you falling down and all that stuff. How about Shelby making it 13-10 on this play? Rolling right into the end zone, fires it in there. Good pass. One more time. All right, that made it 13-10. Shelby.
Shelby's going to live and die this year on Farmer's Farm, and he's got a couple of good receivers, so they're going to be all right offensively.
How about the field goal here, Dennis? I like the. Where's he kicking that from? The 20. That's a 30-yard field goal for Shelby. That made it 19-10 in the ball game. Then this put the game pretty much away, but they went and did it a close game at this point. Shelby takes it 60-some yards for the touchdown, and that made it 26-16, the 10-point lead. And the Lions run out for victory on that one. They'll get one more score. We'll show that here in just a minute. Another 2 field goals from Shelby tonight. How about this from Tate? This is the play that ended pretty much put the final nail in the coffin for Kings Mountain. Breaking 2-3 tackles and into the end zone. He gets slammed in, but it didn't matter. He scored it.
Runner.
Both his scores didn't get in easy, did he?
Let's see, got the helicopter, and then we got the bulldozer.
Yeah, he got slung down on that one too. So poor Tristan. Big fumble recovery here for Shelby. On the kickoff.
Whoops.
And this will end up putting it away for the Lions and the Mountaineers. A big hit, big stick. All right, so there's your highlights from tonight's local ball games. We had 4 games of highlights, folks. JP, they still talking in there? I guess they are.
Still here.
I still hear Jeff and Brent wrapping it up, folks. We're gonna.
You had to ask.
I guess. Andre, you got any more new score finals in there? Wow.
Yeah, I got a few scores for you.
All right, what we got?
We got Polk County defeated Madison Patriots 30-0. The Franklin Panthers defeated the Murphy Bulldogs 33-13. East Lincoln Mustangs defeated Kramer Storm 47-24. And the Wilkes Central Eagles Ashe County Huskies defeated Ashe County Huskies defeated Wilkes Central Eagles 48-26. Get that right. And then Statesville Greyhounds defeated Alexander Central 36-21. Hunter Huskies defeated Drone Wildcats 44-0. And the Andrews Wildcats defeated Rosman Tigers 42-14.
All right, I missed one. I was looking down a few minutes ago that you nailed. No, was McDowell Central, or did you get any of those, or the Iredales? No, this was the Statesville one. Is the one that I missed.
Okay, it was 36-21 Statesville.
So Statesville over 36-21, you say?
Yeah, 36-21.
So Statesville over Alexander Central with a big win, 36-21 on that. We're looking for some other final scores. What was that Murphy one? Was that a final 33-13? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, 33-13.
All right.
That Polk County was final too.
30-0 Polk County and Madison. Is that correct? And East Lincoln was a final as well, 47-24.
Yep.
Still waiting on the final confirmation on North Gaston. East Gaston never got a score on South and North Iredale. RS Central was up 5 last time we saw them. McDowell and Hendersonville was only up 14-7 on North Henderson. The rest of them, though, folks, our final scores are the black numbers. The other scores in red, we're still waiting to finalize those before we publish anything that is not new or accurate. Ironman win by 2 tonight. We're going to talk to Chip and Brian here in just a few minutes. They're going to come on up And as soon as we get on the radio, we're going to talk to, let's see, Richard Martin. He's probably already home. Dave and them's already home. Everybody's about home, waiting on Cherville and Shelby to get off the air here. I think Chip just said good night. All right, y'all go over some scores. I'm going to see if I can get the get everything good going on the radio with those.
You can do these, Andre, or you?
Right, you can take it.
All right, we've got Mountain Heritage Cougars tonight. Winners over Chase Trojans 56-0. We have the Avery County Vikings tonight losing to the Cherville Ironmen 20-18. We have the Forest View Jaguars losing to the Burns Bulldogs tonight 32-7. We've got the Shelby Golden Lions victorious over Kings Mountain tonight 32-16. South Point Red Raiders 28, Lincolnton Wolves 6. East Rutherford Cavaliers 45, Bessemer City Yellow Jackets 0. Polk County tonight 30-0 over Madison. We have the Brevard Blue Devils 35, the Pisgah Bears 0. We have the Smoky Mountain Mustangs 34, the Cherokee Braves 21. We have the Franklin Panthers 33, the Murphy Bulldogs 13. Asheville Cougars 42, Tuscola 6. We've got the Greenville Hurricanes over Thomas Jefferson tonight, 25-21. We've got Ashbrook Green Wave over Forest Hill, 29-13. We've got North Lincoln over West Lincoln tonight, 27-14. Bandies beat St. Stephen's tonight, 29-14. East Surrey over Robbinsville, 21-19. Bunker Hill beat Freedom 35-28 last minute. It was Maiden 34-0, and it was Ashe County 48, Wilkes Central 26. We had Christ School Greenies 26, Eastburg 0. We had Statesville 36, Alexander Central 21, Community School of Davidson 38, West Iredell 7. We had Hickory 48, Highbrighting 0. We had West Forsyth 19, the AC Reynolds Rockets 13. It was Lake Norman Charter 48, West Columbus 8. It was East Wilkes Vikings 34, West Wilkes 6. Hunter Huskies tonight 44-0 over Drone. And we had the Andrews Wildcats 42-14 over Rosman. You've got some others there, Andre.
Yeah, now you had all the ones I had except for one. You didn't have your East Lincoln defeated Stuart Kramer 47-24. That was the final score on that.
47-24.
Yeah, 47-24.
Okay, well, that's all we've got right now, folks. But interesting comments tonight on some of these games. Andre, what's your biggest game there that you were surprised with?
Well,
go ahead and say it, terrible.
My Ironman winning tonight was it. That was good enough for me. That put a little tassel on my night.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break, and we're going to get some folks on the phone, some of our announcers, and get this post-game show going and get these games covered up. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 3.9% APR financing and up to $3,500 cash with approved credit for qualified buyers. But that's not all. Suzuki Fest is underway with 2.9% APR financing for 36 months for qualified buyers. And get the hottest ride of the summer with the Yamaha Slingshot with no money down or 5.99% APR financing for qualified buyers or $1,000 in customer cash. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Not one, but two big truckloads of GE scratch and dented appliances have arrived at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. And it's a truckload of all kinds of appliances. They've got washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, and more. Come check them out, and all come with a full factory warranty. And you save from 50 to 60% off. And be sure to check out their great deals on Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center. 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming up. It's hot outside, and so are the red-hot deals on Floorate at Barrett's Floor Covering in Kings Mountain. Hurry in now and see Stan and Sherry for your next floor. They've got wide-width sheet vinyl with new designs and priced as low as $125 a square foot. Plus 5mm and 20mm wear layer LVP flooring is only $1.99 a square foot. This special get only for you at Barrett's Floor Covering, 150 Dixon School Road in Kings Mountain. Online at barrettsfloorcovering.com. It's back to school time at Norris Merchandise in Shelby. Norris Merchandise has uniforms. Schools include Lake Lure Classical Academy, Pinnacle Classical Academy, Community Charter in Stanley, Community Christian in Bessemer City, Grace Christian Academy, and Shelby Middle School. And don't forget, now's the time to get those bows tuned up. Norris Merchandise has strings and cables and local deer feed by 4S Draw and Roasted Racks. Don't wait. Get it now at Norris Merchandise, 2011 South Lafayette Street, Highway 18 south of Shelby. Online at norrismerchandise.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
And welcome back to the CSI Mechanical of Shelby post-game show with the Ministry of KC Broadcasting. But as of right now, Kevin's the only one in there. So we have a phone call on the line. Hopefully I hit all the buttons correctly.
Well, do we have Richard on the line, JP?
He should be on the line. Richard, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Here we go. Woo, yay. Got it right.
Richard Martin, new announcer here in Rutherford County for us on WA. You want to thanks for the, oh my gosh, my computer just turned off. Okay, now it's back. That kind of scared me. Richard Martin, thanks for joining. I have no idea what happened with that. My screen just went blank for a second. But anyway, WAGY tonight. Thanks for joining the KTC family. Richard, didn't go well for Rutherford County tonight on that end of our broadcast as Chase fell tonight 56-0. I guess Mountain Heritage is a pretty good looking team there, Richard.
Yeah, Mountain Heritage last year finished 10-3. They actually lost to Chase to open the season. Went 1-2 to open the season, won 9 in a row, finished 10-3 last year, and they had 18 starters coming back on that team. And man, really from the get-go, it was all Mountain Heritage. First play of the game, Lane Chandler had a 60-yard rushing touchdown, and that just opened the floodgates. And then on the third play of the game, scrimmage for Mountain Heritage, Kason Jones had a 57-yard rushing touchdown. It's a triple option team, and really they love to run the ball. They averaged 410 yards rushing last season. They eclipsed that tonight, 451 yards in this game. 11 different players ran the ball for Mountain Heritage. The quarterback, Brandon Quinn, had just 61 rushing yards, but had a touchdown, also had 64 yards passing and a passing touchdown. But, yeah, this is a team that loves to run the ball. They know their identity, and they just did it well against a very young and somewhat inexperienced, I think, at the time, Chase team.
Well, sorry, Richard. I was talking to Will. Just jumped in the booth. So Heritage is looking pretty good. What is so? Tell us about the Trojans. What are they looking forward to, or what do they need to work on and get ready for next week's ball games?
Yeah, I think Chase. There's still some promise, despite it was a rough night, especially on offense. They got 2 first downs on the opening drive of the game, and that was it for Chase. Didn't get a first down the rest of the night. They did also have 9 penalties, had a couple of penalties after the play was over. This is just a young team, and I think the frustration of just the way the game was going got through some of those players. Had one ejection for a little bit of a skirmish after a play. But there's some bright spots. I think Braden Mills, who was coming to the game, he was a true freshman, had 4 tackles and had a fumble recovery in this ball game. He was flying around. Noah Ledford played running back and linebacker. He had about 12 yards rushing, so wasn't able to get a whole lot going on offense, but did have 3 tackles, including a big tackle for loss toward the end of the ball game. So, again, there are some things to build off of. I think it was just Chase running into a very experienced, very good Mountain Heritage team to open the year.
All right, Richard. Next week, you've got East Rutherford, who won big tonight. They will be hosting Roberson. You got any early thoughts or previews on that one?
Oh, man, East Rutherford, man, took care of business at Bessemer City, and that's a team, looking at them, I was able to see them in a scrimmage earlier in the summer, and that's just a team. They want to go quick on offense, and they have some playmakers between the receiver position and, of course, at the running back. And then on defense, they are just a team that loves to fly around, get after it. Should be a physical contest, and just good to see, East Rutherford, I think, is set up to have a really good season, but, got to get done on the field.
Hey, Richard, who was I didn't ask. I know Chase didn't do too well. Who was you guys' player of the game nominee for our broadcast tonight?
Yeah, player of the game. We really kind of went with Mountain Heritage. You could have gone with any running back that ran the ball. We went with Lane Chandler from Mountain Heritage, 106 rushing yards on just 6 carries and 2 touchdowns. He was just one of the many running backs for Mountain Heritage.
What was his name again?
Lane Chandler.
Lane Chandler. So he's your nominee for our numbers bookkeeping player of the week. 6 carries, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Richard. I got to get to the other guys. Appreciate everything you guys did tonight. You and Paul did a great job. And we'll see you next Friday night for East Rutherford and Roberson.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you, Richard. We're going to talk to David Potter and I think maybe Scott Tudor if they're going to call in, and we'll see in just a second. And they did South Point and Lincoln tonight, 28-6. The Red Raiders won, and so hopefully we'll just do that. We'll talk about that. So let's see. Oh, never mind. Tom called ahead, and he's got like 2 people ahead of him. So we'll talk to Tom, even though he don't text and follow the rules. But he makes his own rules. Bulldogs win tonight, 32-7 over the Jaguars. I think we got Tom on the phone if JP hit the right buttons, right? Sorry, David. Tom called in and beat you. Go ahead, Tommy.
I'm sorry, I did want to text and drive, Kevin, but I'll make it quick.
He is a certified driving instructor. So
yeah.
so no texting and driving.
I don't text and drive. So it's 32-7. Started out 7-0. Slow start for Burns as they give up actually a 65-yard drive. It was really a 95-yard drive because Forest View had 30 yards in penalties and still scored. But after that, the Burns defense really took over. They didn't give them a first down in the second half until the fourth quarter. 32 straight points, most of the damage done on the ground. Another stat that kind of jumps out to you, Burns didn't have a passing yard in the first half. I mean, it's kind of like night and day from when Mooney was there. They were able to grind it out in a great defensive performance by Burns, especially in the second half, as Max Davis was our player of the game, had 7 tackles, 1 for loss, had a forced fumble recovery, interception, and had a rushing touchdown. So he was our numbers bookkeeping nominee for player of the week. And I could text you those stats. I'll make sure you have them.
Yeah, send me that name and stats real quick because we're going to go over those. We got a new a player of the week award wheel to give out each week, so you got to help pick out the play and player of the week this week. So, all right, who was that again? Yeah. Your nominee, Tom?
That was Max Davis.
Okay, and what was the stat?
And he had 7 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, which he recovered. He had the strip and scoop, just not the score. And he also had a rushing touchdown.
Other than that,
I was about to say, anything else he should be nominated for? I mean, that's just a little bit.
I mean, he was our overall S&R Auto Sales overall player of the game, and our nominee for player of the week. So just an outstanding game. Just a sophomore too. You might remember his older brother Hunter played, and he is the nephew of Coach David Devine over there at Burns. So. Like I said, a stellar night for him. But if you're going to watch this year's Bulldogs, you're going to see a very different team. I want to say, if 5 or 6 different guys carried the football for Burns. And like Xavion Wilson and Elijah Goodson, everybody had about, 40, 50 yards, 7, 8 carries, 40, 50 yards. So Burns had neighborhood of 200 yards rushing. But like I said, it's not just one guy. It's a committee of guys they're running. And a lot of the reason for that is they're also playing defense. So basically all the running backs are basically all your linebackers. So, they're doing it the right way, trying to preserve their guys and spread it around. And so far it worked against Forest View, who's improved from the last couple of years I've seen him. But still just Burns had too much, especially after the first quarter.
Well, looking forward, Tom, next week, big game. Got the Chargers. Any thoughts on that early? They had the week off. I guess sit over and watch you guys play tonight.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to judge. Crest not having a game this week. The Gaffney game, not sure what happened there, but they're not playing Gaffney. They filled in with Charlotte Catholic on week 4. So not really sure what to expect from the Chargers. I know that Greg Lloyd is a fantastic coach, and I can't believe Kings Mountain let him get away, but he's back home and he's got a great offensive mind. So and one thing I'd like to talk about is the defensive adjustments. Forest View had, they had some cushions. They were throwing underneath and getting some catch and run, and then they got a one-on-one coverage and a touchdown there in the for their only scores, about a 22-yard touchdown pass. So defensive adjustments were made on David's part and kind of shut down those gaps and quit giving up those catch and run and everything. As soon as they caught the ball, they had a man in their face. So just kind of adjusted how much leeway they were giving those receivers. But he's going to have his hands full with Greg Lloyd. Now, I know that Green's not there. He's moved on, gone to Carolina. The quarterback also graduated. So Crest has got some, they got some holes to fill. I know they've got the McSwain kid that came in from Chase, and I expect him to start quarterback next week. So we'll see what Greg can put together. But like I said, a lot to recover from. They graduated a lot from last year.
All right, Tommy. Well, big game next week. We're going to see you in the morning. We'll talk some more fun sports and other things tomorrow. But you guys have a good night out there at Burns. Congratulations on the win.
All right. Appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, Tommy. Tom Sinafani and the Burns Bulldogs. You can watch the game next week. They'll be playing the Crest Chargers on KTC Broadcasting. We'll have Roberson at East Rutherford, Cherville at West Lincoln, Forest View at East Lincoln, Burns and Crest, and then AC Reynolds at Shelby. Now we're going to talk in just a moment to David Potter when he gives us the call here about that Lincoln game and the Lincoln County games this week. Had some close games in the county. Big scare from East Lincoln tonight, Will. Did you see that one? It was 27-24 late in the fourth, and East Lincoln put 20 points late on. It was 47-24 the final. Not what it looked like, but a much closer game. David, you got us on the phone.
Yes, I'm here.
There he is, David Potter. How about, David, you guys are out at South Point tonight for Lincoln's opening night here this year, and, of course, it looks like you guys got a good dose of the Red Bone.
Yeah, we did, but they didn't really do all that much. They only ran for 200 yards, which is well below what you usually expect out of South Point.
Well,
of course, no passing yards.
Well, we saw a couple of the highlights on the internet, and it seemed like every time they passed, something didn't go well.
Yeah, they had an interception. Nice play by the freshman R.J. Lynch for Lincolnton. A little underthrown, and he blocked out his guy pretty well, walled him off, and made the interception. Big concern I think you'll see for South Point is Patrick Blee didn't play much more than a quarter and a half. Looked like he had an ankle or a leg injury, left leg, and he was held out of the ball game. So Rumpf came in for South Point, and he played quarterback most of the rest of the game. But the big thing tonight that decided the game was special teams. Had 2 punt return touchdowns by Cam Crawford, one for 38 yards that made it 16-0, and then another one for 45 yards in the second half and made it 22-0. So he pretty much, those 2 punt returns really blew the game open. Lincolnton, South Point said they wanted to improve defensively. Well, I think they'll like these numbers. Lincolnton had 27 carries for 42 yards. They were 5 of 12 passing for 36 yards, so 78 yards total offense for Lincolnton.
Wow, that's if that was their goal, they did pretty well there on the defense for the Red Raiders. Big crowd out there tonight. A lot of people out enjoying the weather and everything there, Dave.
Yeah, it was a good night. It wasn't your typical opener where it was 900 degrees. You feel like you're on the surface of Mercury or something. No, they had a really good crowd. Student section was into it tonight. I guess the theme was camouflage. So there are a lot of people in camo gear.
Okay. Well, all right, Dave. Next week, you guys got East Lincoln, who was 27-24 in the fourth quarter, and then a couple of plays here and there, and they pull away late and make it a 47-24 comfortable win, but it really wasn't that comfortable. How surprised are you about Kramer hanging with East Lincoln there into the fourth quarter?
Well, it's first game of the year. You're going to see some crazy stuff, so who knows? I mean, they handled them pretty easily last year, but excuse me. They handled them pretty easily, but, it's a new year.
Well, you make Scott call in next time if you having problems talking next time. You losing your voice. Don't make him do some work there for you, David.
Well, he dropped me off. We met in Stanley. He dropped me off. I'm back in my car, and I got to go back to the Wendy's drive-thru. They screwed up my order, so. Got a cough I'm trying to work through. Hopefully it didn't come through on the broadcast. Excuse me, too much. God, I've been fighting this thing forever. I hope they figure out what's going on. But, excuse me. Yeah, just adds to the fun tonight.
Well, you take care and get your rest, David, and we'll see you next week. Real quick, North Lincoln did win 27-14 over West. Any comments or thoughts on that after seeing the Jamboree last week?
I figured that'd be a pretty close game. I mean, it's usually a pretty quick game because they both run the ball a lot, keep the clock running. It's a rivalry game, county game. It's usually pretty close. That game's come down to the last play like 3 times in the last 6 years. So a 13-point margin's huge in that game.
That's a boring game than what they're used to. All right, Dave, you have a good night and take care, and we'll see you next week for East Lincoln hosting the Forest View Jaguars.
We'll be there.
All right, David Potter and the gang. They, like I said, Lincoln and Falls tonight, 28-6 down at South Point. We'll have Forest View at East Lincoln next week, and then the following week we'll have the Battle of Hawk Hill, West Lincoln at Ford, and then September 13th, only one Lincoln County team is in action at East Rutherford. Will be the North Lincoln Knights, and the North Lincoln Knights host Statesville. So that's our first 6 weeks on the LincolnCounty.com. Game of the week. Come on in, Chip. Grab a seat, boss. We've got Chip Carter in the house tonight. Did the Cherville Ironman game, and what seemed like the longest game in history. You guys and Shelby as well, playing on into the 10 o'clock night. Chip 20-18. Ironman led 20-0. And we thought they were just Andre's in here. He's about to put a cheerleading skirt on. We're in here dog walking Avery County and all this other stuff, and the next thing I know, it started getting a little quiet in here. 2018. So tell us a little bit about the ending of that game and what happened. I'm gonna try to pull up some of the highlights here.
Yeah, we started out.
There's the sun. Will to start the game.
The haze.
It looks what did they do? Did the New Year's shooters shoot?
That is the view.
That
from
looks
the press
like
box.
that looks like the old NFL film, like the guy on the frozen tundra.
That looks like the movies when they're like show you Mexico, like, hey, there's Mexico. Why does it look like that?
No, we Cherville jumped on it, got things going right off the bat. Almost ran the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Scored very soon after that. Went up 6-0. Added 2 more scores before the end of the first half, including a pick 6 by by our player of the game, Anaje Whitworth. And Whitworth also is the one who almost ran the opening kickoff back. So he had 2 interceptions and almost ran a kickoff back. So great impact on just in the first half by Anaje Whitworth. So up 20-0 going into the half. Again, everything looked. Brian Free and I are sitting there like, man, this is fun. We must be good luck charms for them. And then next thing we know, Avery County comes out much more fast-paced in their first drive. They have the opening kickoff of the second half, have a much more fast-paced offense, completely put Cherryville's defense on their heels, score on their opening drive to make it 20-6. Also tack on 2 more touchdowns before as we close out by midway through the fourth quarter. That we're not able to convert extra points or 2-point conversions. Excuse me. So it was there's Whitworth's pick 6 right there to close out the first half. But yeah, so they scored 2 more touchdowns in the fourth. So midway through the fourth quarter, it's 20-18, and we're like, what's going on here? And probably the biggest thing that happened at the end of the game was Andron Patterson, who's their starting quarterback, but also acted as their punter. Neither team was able to capitalize on special teams throughout the game. Patterson finally had a good quality punt and was able to flip the field. The first time either team was able really to flip the field on the other one throughout the game. And instead of Avery County having a drive starting in Cherryville territory, they were going to start in their own territory. And it was just they did not have enough time to travel down the field, and Cherryville was able to hold them off with the win. So 20-18, they avenged their loss to Avery County last year. Avery beat them by 1 score last year. So Cherryville starts out undefeated, 1-0.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and warn you, Crest boys, that Andre's already been talking about the power poll and how y'all Chargers are going to be behind the Ironman this week in the power poll. So he just wanted to let y'all know, y'all get ready to back on up. Y'all catch up. Now, if y'all better not lose next week, y'all going to be a big hole
Just hold on
behind
a
the
minute
Ironman.
from us Crest boys. Now, where did that coach come from, Chip? Not since the days of Tim Quattlebaum have they had a real good winning coach.
Did Dennis just curse at me?
Quattlebaum came from Crest. What? Bowman came from Crest. What else do you need if you boys will figure it out? You don't want to play winning football, you get a Crest guy to head things up.
At least quarterback change y'all's culture up there.
And no offense to Coach Pruitt, he's a great guy.
Oh, no. I love Coach Pruitt.
Well, Ironman win 20-8. Tell us about this catch by this kid for this is probably the catch of the night for Avery County. Check this out,
Might
guys.
be the catch of the year for Avery County.
Yeah, Oak Markland, who was their leading receiver last year, and of course this happens while we're coming out of break. Markland he's getting pushed. Essentially, just
it was pass interference all day.
What pass interference? Where I ain't never seen no pass interference.
The ref didn't either.
Brian Faree looks at me and he's like, "Of course we don't get to call that when we're coming out of a break, do we?"
Well, when he
he's falling.
Yeah, when he gets on his jerseys on his shoulders.
Talk about red.
Okay, real quick. They're kids or whatever. But the corner, wasn't he throwing his hands up after he scored a touchdown? He pass interfered, wasn't he? He pass interfered, and then he's like,
I think he's signaling touchdown. Oh, he's just saying, I know it's a touchdown.
I'm not even having this discussion.
Great acrobatic catch.
That was a good catch. Do you remember his name again?
Oak Markland.
Say it again.
Oak, like a tree. O-A-K,
tree?
Markland. He was their leading receiver last year as well. So impressive catch.
I mean, it really was because he was getting held the whole way.
He's a two-way player. At least he was last year. He had 7 touchdown receptions last year and 2 tied for the team leading interceptions with 2 last year.
All right. Well, Chip Carter, next week you guys go to West Lincoln.
Yeah.
Then you will travel to
Will Terry
Blacksburg.
Reinhardt allow me there?
Is that right?
Will he allow me in West Lincoln?
No.
He would have a cannon pointed at you all game.
Yeah, they do have a cannon, Chip.
He can only put up with me like 2 hours a week, so I don't know if he's going to let me be there Friday.
No.
Is he going to be? He won't be there with you.
Well, in the morning, what you
No,
tell
he'll
him
be outside
is
eating
that
pigs
Cheryl's
and blankets.
undefeated.
Yeah.
His bologna sandwich. That's what they cook in the West. Is a bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwich.
Yeah, big thick bologna sandwich. If if you like those. Chip,
I can do that.
All right, you'll be at Blacksburg the following week, then home against North Gaston, home against Shelby, and then travel to East Gaston before their break, October 4th. Thanks for stopping in, sir. See you in the morning.
Pleasure as always. Let's do it again.
Chip Carter with the Cherville Ironman broadcast this year. He's got Brian Free with him as well. All right, Steve, go ahead and take your seat there, sir. Steve DeGree's in the house. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I think I've talked to all of our announcers, haven't I? We talked to, let's see, Tom. We talked to Richard and Chip and David and Steve's here, and I guess we talked. Pasco sent me the stats. We'll talk about that in a minute. So when we come back, we're going to talk this Shelby Kings Mountain game and give you some more scores across the board, everybody. I'll give you the scores for the radio people. I know for you folks listening on the radio want some scores. If you're not listening on the radio, you can always watch the show live on YouTube. We got the scores posted on the screen, but let me run through these real quick. JP, be ready for the break as soon as I'm done. Mountain Heritage 56-0 over Chase. Cherville 20-0 over Avery County. Burns 32-7 over Forest View. Shelby 32-16 over Kings Mountain. South Point 28-6 over Lincoln, and East Rutherford 45-0 over Bessemer City. Polk County 30-0 over Madison. Brevard 35-0 over Pisgah. Smoky Mountain 34-21 at Cherokee. Franklin 33-13 at Murphy, and Asheville 42-6 at Tuscola. Inca Jets win 48-8 over Owen. 48-26 Ashe County over Wilkes Central. Maiden 30-0 over Ford. Bunker Hill comes back big tonight and wins 35-28. West Henderson 51-33 over Newton Conover. And East Surrey knocks off Robbinsville 21-19. One of those teams was number 1 in the state, and I said knocks off. I don't know which one it was. Dennis, you might know the answer to that one. But it was a close game. Number 1 team had a close game tonight.
I thought Robbinsville would win that
I saw
one.
it earlier. I couldn't remember.
I picked Robbinsville in that one.
Bandy's 29-14 over St. Stephen's. North beats West Lincoln 27-14. East Lincoln 47-24. At Kramer, the Green Wave pull away from Forest Hills. It was 13-13 early. Ends up 29-13 winners. Thomas Jefferson falls at home to the Greenville Hurricanes. Last score we got North Gaston was 21-7. Not sure if that's the final. We'll talk to Jeff Miller and make sure of that if he gives us a call here in just a minute. Christ School Greenies 26-0 over East Burke. Statesville 36-21 over Alexander Central. And Community School of Davidson 38-7 over West Iredell. Hickory 48-0 over High Brighton. West Forsyth 19-13 against AC Reynolds. Lake Norman Charter 48-8 over West Columbus. East over West Wilkes 34-6. Hunter Huss 44-0 over Drone. And Andrews 42-14. Last score we had, RS Central was up on McDowell 21-16. Looking for the final for that. Looking for the final for Hendersonville, who was up 14-7 over North Henderson. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk Shelby, Kings Mountain. We're going to have more highlights on KDCBroadcasting.com.
The Great Gas Card Giveaway is underway. You could be the winner of up to $500 in gas cards when you register to win. The drawing will be held Friday, August 30th. Register today at Marburger Chevrolet on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain, at Norris Merchandise, Highway 18 south of Shelby, at Innovative Pools on East King Street in Kings Mountain, at Family Auto on Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, at Butler's Tire and Auto on East King Street in Kings Mountain, at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, and at the Azteca Restaurant on West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Register to win the Great Gas Card Giveaway, brought to you by WhatsUpShopper.com and KTC Broadcasting.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Pair of teammates up front. Green flag is in the air.
Heads back to the World Center of Racing.
Oh, trouble now. Turn right in front of the race leader.
With only 2 races remaining in the regular season.
Here comes Austin Dillon. He gets in the back of Joey Logano. Logano spins to the bottom. Denny Hamlin. He gets collected by Dillon.
It's the Coke Zero Sugar 400.
Saturday night at 6:30 on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
The Big E at Gaffney, South Carolina's Outlet Mall off I-85. While school's out, the Big E offers the Kids Bowl Free Summer Bowling Program. Visit kidsbowlfree.com for all the details. Big E also has the Summer Movie Series for only $5. Includes a great film plus popcorn, a 16-ounce drink, and 1 game card. From the laser tag arena to mini golf, bumper cars, and more, groups from churches, daycares, and birthday parties are invited. TheBigEGaffney.com.
The best home cooking around is at Linwood Restaurant and Produce in Kings Mountain. Keith Falls invites you in. Check out their daily lunch specials, including a big Sunday lunch, several meats to choose from, along with a big list of vegetables and desserts too. And for orders to go, call 704-750-3598. Again, 704-750-3598. And there's fresh produce too at Linwood Restaurant and Produce, 805 Cleveland Avenue in Kings Mountain. Tell Keith we sent you in.
And welcome back to the CSI Mechanical of Shelby postgame show on KTC Broadcasting. And I have been waiting all year to do this. We have in the house Dennis Davis, the Reverend, Will Boykins, the Deacon, Steve DeGear, the Usher, Kevin Hazens, the Youth Minister, and JP, the AV Coordinator, the Ministry of KTC Broadcasting. I've been waiting all year to do that. Woo!
Amen, brother.
And when Chip Carter, the Bishop.
What'd you call him?
The Bishop. That's what we had done last year. We called him the Bishop. So hey,
He's the bishop.
he's still in here.
I definitely heard that wrong.
Hey, that was last year. So I mean, he told me to take him off the ministry. So
You know how JP changes his words up. I was a little worried what he called him right there. Well, thanks for listening to the postgame show on the radio, folks. We got scores and highlights and all kinds of things. But first, Steve DeGree's in the house, and he's going to tell us the Shelby perspective of the Kings Mountain Shelby game tonight. Lions win and pull away. Let me give you those stats that I got from Brent. He's just sent me the Tate, 25 rushes, 127 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 catches, and 63 yards on receiving. So he's our nominee for our Cleveland County Player of the Week, going up against Max Davis with 7 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and recovered that fumble, and also a rushing touchdown. So we have to decide who the Player of the Week is between those two here in just a few minutes, guys. But Steve, tell us a little bit about the Lions' big win tonight, and what, from your guys' perspective, how it went.
Well, I just want to say, first of all, our kids came out a little flat. Kings Mountain went up 3-0, and then we came back and Christian scored that, what you call a helicopter run, and got us up 7-3. And then right at the end, before halftime, Kings Mountain scored and made it 7-10, 10-7 at halftime. It was back and forth. I mean, a very hard-fought ball game. So in halftime, we went back to the basics. Coach Will Banks, offensive line coach, said we're going to run the ball. We took the second half kickoff, and we knew if we score, it would change the complexity of the game. So we came down and scored. Then we had to punt, and sometimes you have things don't go your way. And so then we went up, I think it was maybe 19-6. Then they scored, it was 19-6. Then they came back and scored, made it 16, 19, it was 19-16. So got a little nervous. So then we went back to old Shelby football with Coach Allen. We're very proud. We ran the ball every single play, down the field. And I was telling the guys, a lot of people, they run it when they want to. I mean, they run it when they can. We run it when we want to. And Kings Mountain was giving us the A gap, Will. And so we kept running Christian straight up the gut. And so we finally just warmed down, because that last drive, they was like completely gassed. And we scored again to make the difference in the score. And they had beat us the last 2 years. And they said they was going to make it a 3-peat. So some of the guys was real upset with that, because it was on social media. And the kids just came out and played hard. And also, Tyler, his name just blank, number 19, Tyler, he caught 2 touchdowns, and he caught one and took it to the house. And he also caught the other touchdown down in the end zone. Tyler's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
And
Tyler Morgan.
Yeah, Tyler Morgan. He's only a sophomore, y'all, and he's a basketball player. So a lot of
6'4", 180, Steve.
So a lot of times we'd run the fade with him. He'll box him out. Good basketball player. That young man, I told him during the summer that he would be our X factor, because they're gonna try to double Thompson, and they're gonna try to double Foster, and also man. So one of the guys gonna be open. So if the linemen do their job and keep laying upright, we should be a very successful year.
Well, having a 6'4" safety valve is not a bad idea.
Listen, he's Listen, it's just not boxing out and going over. He runs clean routes. The kid,
Right.
he runs really smooth, clean routes. He do a good job at Dodson.
Coach Dodson, great.
Coach Dodson,
Yes.
done a heck of a job with Tyler.
And
Heads and tails from his JV days.
And another thing too, guys, this make my 45th year coaching. This is the deepest receiving core Shelby High School ever had at one time. Because
now hold on, Steve. That's,
the deepest,
that's a pretty big claim right
that's
there.
a big claim.
The deepest,
but the deepest
receiving core.
I would say it
because
is.
we 2 or 3 deep.
Right.
Some guys would be on another team and start.
They had some guys in the past that could just walk away, and they had talent on that first squad. But that second squad that brings the plays in, there's talent on that second squad.
Yes.
So you can't really you have to be on your P's and Q's to play.
Because anytime any one of them will take it to the house.
That's right.
Yeah. So overall, it was a very good game. I was sort of proud of the lineman at the end, like Pearl Lab, we ran the same play, I think 2 or 3 times in a row because they was giving it to us. Coach Emery kept calling it. So if they can't stop you,
if you don't stop, you just keep feeding it.
Kept feeding them. So
just keep feeding it.
And so I was real proud of the guys. So starting out 0-3 for the last 2 years, that's left a bad taste in the mouth. And you're already behind the 8 ball when you start out 0-3.
Well, listen, I think that's going to help in. Now I'm finna start talking about playoffs, but it's playoffs.
Yes, that'll help you for your seasons too.
I promise you, the early part of the season is why they get bad rankings in the back end of the playoffs, and they always get those bad games on the back end of the playoffs. They'll get the better games now. First, they're gonna have to recognize they just put it to West Charlotte and put 30 points on them in 2 quarters in the Jamboree. Came back this week, a very, very dominant defense that they played and put up 32 points on them.
Yeah.
So I didn't think they could score 32 points on Kings Mountain's defense. I will admit that.
No. Kings Mountain's defense is good.
They are
the
solid.
offense is a little bit shaky.
The offense is shaky, and I knew that Shelby would win because I figured the offense would leave the defense on the field too long.
Well, we got another former Shelby player here, Will Faree. Will, Steve's blocking, you're running. Tell us what your thoughts are about this Shelby Kings Mountain game. You played in 1 or 2.
I did, and I had the opportunity to cover the Jamboree Kings Mountain game, and their defense is solid.
Yeah.
And I think I made the comment afterwards that their defense seemed to be more mature than their offense. Of course, defenses can have a little bit of advantage when you start
early in the season,
right? And but so the key for Shelby to come out and put points up like that, on that Kings Mountain defense, then Shelby's doing something, very good.
Yeah, we actually warmed down, Brian, at the end. Sort of warmed down that last drive.
That was surprising because
they was gassed.
Your offensive linemen were outsized.
Yeah.
That they was outsized 50 pounds heads up to whoever was across from them. They was 50 pounds more than y'all offensive linemen. I think they really did good. And one that stood out to me, I don't know if he plays offensive line all the time or he plays defensive line all the time. 55. Do he play offense all the time?
Both.
He plays both.
That's Nigel Woods.
He was dominant.
He's our electricity.
Yeah, he's
full of fire
all the time. 55 was now I'm an old coach. I look at where the dust is going at.
6'1", 205.
Yes, sir. He was a monster.
He's a 4-year varsity player.
Yeah, he's a senior.
Nigel is, like I say, he's our 5 plug. Between him and Christian, they try to keep the kids going, keep them motivated. Along with Justin Ross, there are 5 plugs. You got to have some people in your dressing room to take charge.
Oh yeah,
and then them 2 guys take charge, and they don't mind it either.
Offensive and defensive line, Steve.
Yes, now if we go defense first, he'll probably start defense first, and then we'll put Krishan Harris at that type of spot. But either way, they both of them plays a lot.
Listen, 55, if he could stay on the field, I'd ride him till he just got that. He got that dog in him. You ever heard that tale? He's got that dog in him. That's that guy.
We also got a kid, number 88, plays probably one of the strongest kids on the team. And he used that 3 technique.
Keelan Tate, defensive tackle.
If Keelan stays low, nobody can block him. He's just a man. I mean, he's real strong. And, we got a lot of good kids, on defense. Coach Barkley and Coach Ward, our defensive coaches. They do a great job with these kids. And I'm just proud to be part of that and to help them to just be there for, I guess, old man point of view.
Yeah.
But those kids,
you can tell that the kids, I've been around I've been around most of these kids, all of them that plays for Shelby. I've been around them. You can see what they're teaching, what Coach Wilbanks and those guys. You can see it every year. You can see that he's instilling that same that same drive every year. It don't change. The culture ain't changing just because whether we win a state or we runners up or we don't make it to state. They keep that same culture. You gonna come in, we gonna work hard. We ain't taking no slack time, ain't no time off.
Yeah, we started back in January after we lost to Reedsville and got in the weight room. And for a while, he don't even let you wear nothing with Shelby on it because it's all about the team. And I went to a lot of summer practice, and those kids really, really hard work hard in the weight room. Same guys, Nigel and 20, and man, they was there every day. They was vocal in the weight room, got out there in the weight room, and those kids, they want it. They really do want it.
Steve, I got some good news for you Shelby Lions. The big boy from Reedsville transferred to a private school in Charlotte and just announced he's going to the University of Tennessee.
Wow.
Wow.
How did North Carolina State, Duke, Wake Forest let that kid leave the state?
Will.
Don't know.
After we get off the air, I'll explain it to you, but you know how that works.
He's got to be.
Everybody got
Jewish
paper. Everybody got that paper.
It's like
this
when
is
Chip
this is
goes to the strip
NCAA.
club,
Everybody got that paper.
He makes it rain.
He's got to be the next Julius Pepper. This kid can play anything. Last year we tried to front him, tried to back him. Brian, we throw it up there, he'll catch just one hand.
And that's just basketball.
I mean,
Julius Pepper,
we
that's
couldn't
a
cover
strong.
him. Yeah, we couldn't cover him. We tried everything, we couldn't cover him.
I mean, he now I've seen him do the same thing when he was a free. He's a junior.
He's a junior now.
Junior. But he played. I guess he played Bernstein his freshman year.
Right.
Yeah, he was the dumb.
And the same thing in basketball. He was a dominant guy.
Yeah,
Julius Peppers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's a type.
They was undefeated in basketball.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't get a little light blue on him, but he likes orange.
I'm like Will. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
How you let these kids got to stay in North Carolina?
I have a feeling there was a
They
phone
should never
call
get out of the state
or
of North
two
Carolina.
from Peyton
We got 4 D1 schools. Five. We got 5 D1 schools in North Carolina. One is a straight up 6. I forget about Western Carolina. But one of them is a straight up party school. How in the world they let somebody that big get away from them? I don't know how ECU don't even throw a bone to this kid because he's close. That's close into home to him.
Right.
You know,
Knoxville ain't that far. You remember
Knoxville's he's from Reedsville. Knoxville's on the other side of the world for him.
Well, you remember there's a guy from Crest went over to Knoxville too.
Yeah,
we won't go there. Let's go.
But yeah, I mean
that orange is attractive, you know.
Shelby looked at, like, going back to what we was talking about. Shelby looked at really, really, really good tonight. Kudos to your offensive linemen. Those are, you can tell they're Wilbanks trained. They were good offensive linemen.
Josh Briscoe went to Tennessee too. Remember?
We changed it, and we changed it around a little bit too. What we do in practice is we rotate them in and out. We'll move you from right guard to left tackle to right tackle. In case something goes wrong, these kids will know other positions. And I always like to tell a kid, the more positions you learn, the more you're going to get to play.
Right.
Because we have moved Brett Morgan. Brett Morgan was our center, but we moved him to right guard, and we got a freshman playing center, Hollifield. He's our starter.
Another Hollifield?
Yes, and plus they got another Hollifield plays defense and land.
Which
got
one?
an interception.
Which Hollifield plays center?
T. Hollifield.
Shut up. T play. I did not know that was T out there.
Number 52 is T.
I did not
he's
know
a freshman,
that.
y'all. Great kid.
And speaking of Hollifields, we got one that left at Junior Tech, and he's at Appalachian now.
Right, and he weighs about 300 pounds, guys.
So, real quick, guys, we got to get moving here in just a second. But I did want to, and before I sat down, the University of Tennessee, Bessemer City running backs have more national championships at that school than Peyton Manning does. So I just started talking.
Let's go talking about Philip Crosby.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Philip Crosby.
Talking about Philip Crosby.
Peyton Manning ain't do nothing at that school, but they don't have a single ring without a Bessemer City running back. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, if we get some time, I want to touch something that y'all touched on last Saturday.
Oh God, I didn't do it.
But if we get time later on.
All right, we got to take a break because we got to come back and give away our Cleveland County Player of the Week award, guys, on ktcbroadcasting.com.
The Ford Summer Sales event is underway now at Tyndall Ford in Gastonia. See the 2024 Ford F-150 truck. Make it yours and make it now. Coming out for special red-hot summer deals. And don't forget, Tyndall Ford is the world's premier Roush dealer since 2015. You too can become a Roush-keteer. And be sure to check out their pre-owned inventory as well. Yes, save now during the Ford Summer Sales event. Underway at Tyndall Ford, 1901 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at tyndallford.com. Did you know Cleveland Lumber Company has a custom mill workshop? Well, they do. And if you need something custom made, see Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby. From cabinets to doors to trim. And don't forget, they do screen repair too. See them for your Milwaukee and Makita power tools. Also Ready Seal for those decks. It's goof proof. Even you can do it. That's Cleveland Lumber Company, 217 Airwood Street in Shelby. Open Monday through Friday. They are the builder's choice. Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby. Have you been injured in a car accident? Well, make an appointment with Heather Ellison and her staff at Carolina Physicians of the Carolinas. They've been voted the best of Cleveland County for the past 7 years. And when you go, you'll see why. If you're experiencing neck pain, constant headaches, back pain, sciatica, scoliosis, or any other annoying pain, call Chiropractic Physicians today. They will provide exceptional chiropractic care with the intent to provide optimal health and help you enjoy a pain-free life. Call today at 704-406-9939. Open Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 8:30 to 6, Wednesday, 8:30 to 12, and Friday by appointment only. Chiropractic Physicians of the Carolinas, like them on Facebook too. If you live in Upper Cleveland County and you're looking for a workout facility, look no more. Carolina Fitness Club is the place for your workouts. Located in Fallston, they have everything you need to trim up, bulk up, or just maintain. Your membership includes elliptical, machine weights, cardio theater, free weights, and Avanco dumbbells. Personal trainers are available upon request, and all active military work out for free. Call 704-538-5558 or stop by Carolina Fitness Club. They're located at 430 East Stagecoach Trail in Fallston. Go Burns Bulldogs.
And we're back on the CSI Mechanical of Shelby post-game show with the Ministry of KTC Broadcasting there, all in there talking the last.
All right, boys, we got to pick a winner. Where's my sheet of paper? Will, is there a sheet of paper over with the no? Oh, it fell on the floor. Hold on, I got it right here.
I don't know what paper he's looking for.
This magic paper right here. All right, welcome back to the Willisman Insurance, the pregame show. CSI Mechanical postgame show. CSI Mechanical of Shelby. We've got a special Player of the Week award now to give away, guys. We have to vote on and decide here in the studios.
Thanks to Noel K.
Yep, thanks for Noel K. at Numbers Bookkeeping. They're sponsoring a Cleveland County Player of the Week this week. Cleveland County. We'll give out the stats and our nominees. And they're going to have a little trophy for each week's winner. And at the end of the year, we're going to name an actual player, KTC Broadcasting now, and Numbers Bookkeeping Player of the Year. The Player of the Year will receive a $250 scholarship. No Numbers Bookkeeping and Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in
that's pretty good.
Shelby. Now, so basically we have an offensive versus defensive matchup tonight for the Player of the Game. So we're going to have to decide which one was more impactful. Steve, you're not allowed to vote on this one, bub, because since you're involved.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go around the room. Here are our nominees. Max Davis of Burns. Did I say that right for Tom? I hope I did.
Yeah.
7 tackles, an interception, forced fumble, and recovered the same fumble, and he had a rushing touchdown.
How many rushes did he have?
I don't know. Maybe one.
Oh, maybe it's the only one? Okay.
I have no idea. The other nominee, no, that was from Gaston County, is Tristan Tate from Shelby.
The helicopter man.
He probably had the play of the night. Definitely with the helicopter. We'll show you that here in just a second. We didn't do the Shelby highlights.
5'5" helicopter.
Well, he's listed at 5'9" or something like that. Steve, is that not true?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen 0?
5'9", 160.
Yeah.
He's 5'9", 160.
He ain't seen 5'9".
That's with cleats. That's with the helmet
And his hair.
But he got,
he's
got
still
the
an
heart of a
inch short.
300-pound.
Oh, yeah.
25 rushes, 127 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 catches, and 63 yards. So a total of 190 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. So we're gonna go around the room. Offense, defense for the vote. Okay, so I'll give you. That's the easiest way. Chip, offense, defense. Brian, offense or defensive player. Dennis.
You're asking me and Will to pick between a Shelby guy and a Burns guy.
Yeah, I know.
I have no problem with
it. Who's your player of the game? Player of the week, Will?
I'm going to spread it out a little bit since those guys picked the offensive guy. I'm going with the defensive guy.
Will?
I'm going offense.
All right. So that is. I don't even have to break the tie. This week's player of the week will go to Tristan Tate for the Shelby Golden Lions. I'm going to actually show you a couple of his highlights here from Shannon Allen tonight. He did a great job.
And both these guys had great games, or they wouldn't have been nominated.
What made Christian is the great kid is he comes out of the backfield. He's like a safety valve. And a lot of teams don't even honor the wheel route. We call it a wheel route out of the backfield. And if Lane had hit him on he would have had more yards than that.
Oh, yeah. It was a couple of times Lane missed him.
He missed him, but, they'll get it together.
Here's the play in question.
Look,
John Elway style.
He is.
47.
If he's 5'9", I'm 8 foot.
It's the heart. It's the heart work count.
I was about to say,
I don't doubt that this play right here showed that he had the heart. And there's no doubt about his heart.
We run that play a lot. We call that CSI. It's more like
we're down to 5'9".
Like the Buck Sweet run.
Anything to get the point.
Say it again.
Anything to get the point.
Anything to get the point.
See, JP's got the football mentality. He's ready to wreck some heads. Y'all need to sign him up over there, Steve.
I'll be the water boy.
There you go. You can play guard. You can play guard and tackle.
Show the
guard the water bottle and tackle anybody near it.
Can you show that last touchdown he had with 1 minute to go?
Maybe. I don't know. I gotta check the highlights. See if Shane got it.
That one.
So that is our.
That one showed that grit.
Let's see. You said that he scored on the last score for them.
The last score that
was going the other way.
What was y'all's final score? 32.
32.
That's like to show all kind of grit right there.
That's the one where you fooled them.
Gotcha.
That's it. That heart, baby. Right up the gut.
All right, so Tristan Tate, our player of the week. So we're going to go through the Shelby highlights while I got them up, guys, for the folks at home. So that was the final score of the game. That made it 32-12. So let's back up here for the 32-16
to get Tyler Morgan's touchdown.
So we started with Tristan and said we're going to go over to how about this touchdown? And Steve, we were wondering Was this thrown up this way, or was he throwing it to the underneath guy that fell down, you think? Or was he throwing it to the guy that actually caught it?
I don't know. I thought he was throwing it through. I don't know. Anyway, we got caught.
Trick question.
Yeah, we got caught looking in the backfield. And if you notice, guys, Kings Mountain, at number 14 started the game. Now, I don't know if he got injured or what, but he came in. The most time he was in, he threw it.
It's like playing in the outfield. He called him off. My ball.
Yeah, I think that was an accident. if you ask me, but you take
He
an
got
accidental
two
touchdown.
routes going there. It'd be hard to say. And I
Take
think
what
the
you
route
get.
that failed.
Big hit for Kings Mountain here with the scoop. All right, now we'll go to the next one. This made it 13-10. This is a touchdown to Tyler right here.
Notice he's on He's the sophomore.
That's the sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
Good little throw there from the quarterback.
Tyler Morgan.
Over the corner.
He's on your junior.
That was a touchdown for Shelby. All right, how about the fumble recovery on the kickoff? Golden Lions end up about the 1 or 2, Steve.
We didn't get it in. We couldn't get it in.
That's
Had
how-
a illegal procedure and
Backed up.
yeah, we didn't get it in.
How about your kicker? 2 big field goals tonight.
Yeah.
I seen him kick.
Field goal by Shelby's Lopez.
Jose
16 and 19 gave you guys 6 extra points there in the ball game. How about the pass from Farmer to Morgan here? This is the nail.
6'4". That's a threat. That youngin don't even know how fast he's gonna be yet.
Don't know how good he can be.
He don't know how good he's gonna be. All he doing is running routes. He just running where he's supposed to be at.
Touchdown Shelby.
Sophomore.
Lions win big tonight. All right, we're going to get over to the other games that we had. We've still got highlights, and we've shown some of them through the night, folks. You can watch them on What's Up Shopper. Go to our Twitter feed, and we try to get them here in the post-game show. But we've got highlights tonight, of course, of some of our other local games, Cherokee and Avery County, Burns, and South Point, Lincoln, and games. So we're going to go through those as quickly as I can here before we end the show. This is Chance Ford on a 2-yard run from South Point. Steve, you've seen that play before, haven't
If you've ever played South
Hey,
Point, you've seen
that's
that
a new thing. They quarterback bigger than what he's normally is.
First, he takes We definitely got the audio on that one. I mean, it was like a foot from our guys. How about this one, guys? Senior night on opening night. What do you think about that?
Wow.
Who did that?
Go ahead and take care of it. South Point Red Raiders said, you know what?
So ain't no distraction the rest of the year.
We got good weather, and I guess we'll do it. That's all I think. How about Cam Crawford tonight? Not to Cleveland County, but if he was the Cleveland County player, 2 punt return touchdowns tonight in a 28-6 victory for South Point.
And I think one of the Lincoln guys were saying that those 2 punt returns, it was the major difference in it.
Will, you weren't here earlier, but my comment was the number 1 team in this conference is South Point.
And another thing you got to look at too, guys. Patrick Bleak, he can throw the ball.
Yes.
We
run the ball.
Right, we did 707 with him. I was really impressed. He throws it off the run real well, Will.
And he has some fellas who can catch the ball.
Bulldogs, number 15, off tackle for the touchdown. That might be our player of the week nominator right there. I don't have his name on the score. Let's see. Next up, how about Eric Forrester for the touchdown, making it 28-0 South Point. So this is the final score for the Red Raiders. More fullback dive there for you guys. So Redbone scores again. How about Burns? This made it 32.
And Redbone ain't showing me nothing scoring 28 points on Lincoln.
Quarterback keeper around the end on the shit, I understand. Lincoln, this is the 16. This is them going up 16. How about a passing touchdown, boys, from South Point?
I told you could throw it.
He did throw a pick, though.
So what he'll do, he'll lower you to sleep. And Dennis know about this play. He'll lower you to sleep, then they'll send that tight end on the same.
But
time.
look, they run. This is like a water bucket play or something
That
right
used
here.
to be the only pass they had.
I guess this is a
Steve, was
2-point
to that
conversion
tight
because they didn't throw a touchdown. This has to be a 2-point conversion right here. But like right here, Will, how does nobody hit the quarterback on this play?
I have no idea.
These three fellas just gonna stand here and watch him throw the ball.
Everybody should have. 12 should have went. I don't know what he stopped.
What
for.
is 12 guarding? He's guarding the 10-yard line.
Well, that must be the huddle for them, y'all. That must be the extra point. When
They're-
they
yeah,
put
they-
everybody to one side,
Yep,
put the
that's
quarterback to the other side.
That's exactly what it was.
Fellas, here's the thing that fools me a little bit. In the Max Prep, top 25 teams in the state of North Carolina, you've got Hickory at number 13. You've got Crest at number 18. And guess where South Point is ranked?
25.
They're not even ranked, Steve. But you do have Reedsville at number 24, so you'll see them later. But I thought that was rather, these guys tend to skew everything east of 95.
How about those Ironmen going up 6-0 on Avery County in the haze of the early sun of the sunset? I don't even know what how the press box people even knew what was going on out there. Yeah, that was the Jared. Is that what it looked like to your eyes too? It was just the camera. Okay, I was like, I don't have no idea how Chip's calling it. Oh, Chip, you tell us what happened here in the first touchdown of the game for the Ironmen. You remember? 2-yard run.
That's a touchdown. That was after the takedown for the Ironman, taken in by Ray Sewell.
He just said his name.
Is that the smoke in the press
That's a touchdown
box?
for the Ironman, taken in by
The
Ray
smoke.
Sewell.
Hey, y'all see if we can hear this name real quick.
Touchdown for the Ironman, taken in by Ray Sewell.
Ray School?
There you go. Ray Sewell for the touchdown.
Ray Sewell.
We've already got. How about some fireworks tonight from Corrugated
Now,
Pyrotechnics?
there you go. I was going to say, they got a sponsor that does that.
Yep, that is one of our sponsors, Dustin Ledford and the gang. Set off the pretty beautiful fireworks around. Give him a
Burns
call.
does it right, fellas.
He's a Burns guy. Coached the son in a little league. This is the interception by. I don't know what just happened here. Technology. This is the interception by South Point on Lincoln's throw back across the field here. I guess this is near the end of the game, trying to come back, but that pass did not get complete.
Jeez almighty, if he threw the ball, he was heads and tails, 3 foot in front of everybody.
Well, Lincoln's Rashad Lynch scores for the Wolves. This is their only score, so Lynch gets in. And I want y'all to listen very carefully. Okay, ready?
At least score one time.
There was a fan there on the sideline that said, I hope we can at least score one time. And they punched it. All right, how about over in Cherryville? Najee Whitworth might be the player tonight. This is definitely a game-winning.
That play should have never been running.
Picked and gone. His daddy was a good running back. I'm telling you. No.
Intercepted by Elijah Whitworth.
Well, we can have him.
Yeah, he could read them.
As long as I've seen the trouble in a long time. And this play should have never got off the play. Say that play again.
Oh, you talking about?
Play should have never went off. But I mean,
the whole left side line,
everybody,
and the right guy was moving his butt, and everybody else. But
the receiver that went in motion was stutter stepping before he went in motion.
I don't get caught on that. Here's the Ironman going up 20-0.
That's 65 and 55. 55 came back. 55's done got that attitude that this year. I guess everybody that wears 55 has got a little grit about them.
That was the interception right there. Avery County scored a couple times to cut it back. We'll show one more play because this is a really good catch. Again for Avery County's number one.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, neither was hands. Like, yeah, dude, they caught the ball. I don't care about your pass interference. No, that's fun.
It's a touchdown.
It's funny.
It don't matter that you didn't touch it.
That's a valid point.
He said, Coach, I ain't touch him. I ain't doing it.
At least Coach Bowman got his first win as the Trevor Ironman.
Yes, it did. Undefeated.
Undefeated, Coach Bowman. Keep it up. Keep it up.
They're head of Crescent Power Pole. We're going to have that out there next week. I know you guys are excited about that one.
And Chase, that really stunned me. Chase got shut out like that. That was, who? Who did they play? Who did Chase
Mountain
play?
Heritage, 56
to nothing.
To nothing.
At Chase?
Yes.
Somebody told me they lost a few players this year.
Oh, yeah. They did some recruiting. I think one of them went to Chris.
I don't know nothing about nobody.
First and foremost, nobody recruited that young man.
First and
foremost, nobody recruited that young gentleman. He saw greener grass and wanted to go eat some good grass.
It ain't much difference between Mosesboro and Henrietta.
He saw a chance for academic excellence, and he took it.
He took it.
It ain't, like I say,
Whatever.
It ain't but
We're talking about my quarterback.
Oh, wait a minute. What about them
I'm
two
talking about
guys
my quarterback.
that went to Shelby?
They never supposed to went to Chris no way. They just come back home. They the ones seeing the greener grass. But I'm telling you guys, that number 12, Johnson, he's a player.
He is. And
he probably had one of the best tackles all night.
His dad coached with me for years.
Twan was a great football player too.
He was a great football player. So I knew that was going to be a spot that was going to hurt when he left Crest and came over, because that took some wheels off the defense.
Oh man, he can play.
All right, we're going to let Chip sit down and read these scores for you guys here for a second. Since he's in here, I'm going to get a break. I got to walk down the hall and hit some buttons and get ready. But we're about to wrap up the show here, folks, just a few minutes. We usually go around 11:45, 11:50. We're going to give some of the scores. All the black scores are finals. We do got some reds that never came in. So, folks, just hang on with that. We'll do our best. But real quick, before I turn it over to Chip, Will, any news, final thoughts? We'll pass it around. Will, Dennis, and Jeff, as far as tonight's ball games. Anything you wanted to point out that you saw tonight?
Oh, no. I'm just happy that football is back. Happy to be in the studio with you guys. Rutherford County, look out for East Rutherford.
Yeah.
Look out for that. They're coming.
Yes.
They're past due.
Yes.
Everybody in Rutherford County, have your nose up, because East Rutherford is coming.
Yes.
Well, they've been through some difficult years. Even the program going out of existence for a year and coming back, they built it back, and they're in a position, I think, to be the number one team in Rutherford County this year.
Yeah. I think they were last year too, wasn't they? Didn't they beat Chase?
No, wasn't Charles?
Yes. Chase? They beat Chase.
Yes, they were.
They beat Chase.
They beat Chase last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coach Russ.
But we've got football back. Yes. Those of you in Lincoln County, those of you in Cleveland County, we've seen state champions. Hickory took it last year, East Lincoln the year before. We can go back in the rich heritage. When you're in this area, tune into this show, because when we give you the scores, every one of them has implications not only for this week, but for down the road and playoffs and position and who plays who. And we'll let you know who's growing and getting stronger and who has had maybe some injuries and bad luck. But we'll be here for the next 15 weeks.
Yeah, we will. That's it kind of made me just sad you saying that, Dennis.
Gee,
I didn't think about it that way. It's like a third of the year.
And we're happy to be here, and we hope you're happy to tune in.
Steve, good first night for the Shelby Going Lions, and how you ready for the football season here in Cleveland County?
I'm always ready. That's my livelihood. That's at my age. I have that to look forward to. I don't know if I can do anything else. I've been doing it. It's made my 45th year coaching with young men, and I don't know if I can do nothing else. But when you put on that gold helmet, it means something. It's been 50 years since I wore the Shelby High School gold helmet, and every time I see it, I get goose pimples.
The helmet give you goosebumps?
Just seeing the gold helmet itself, because I know what it means. I know what it means to put that black and gold on.
I understand.
844 now.
All right, folks. Next week broadcast. Let me remind you once again for we get to the scoreboard to finish tonight. Roberson at East Rutherford. We'll have that live on WAGY 107.5 in Rutherford County. Cherville at West Lincoln, 92.9 FM. Forest View at East Lincoln is our Lincoln County game of the week next week, with Forest View struggling a little with Kramer. East struggling a little with Kramer, and Forest View worrying Burns for a little bit earlier. We might have something going on there. Burns and Crest.
When did they worry Burns?
It was 7-0 for the first quarter. Listen, I was on a Cherville team that was whipping Shelby's butt 6-0 one time.
You were. We hear about it all the time.
Been the JV team.
We never.
Now you know Gary Johnson went like 95 yards on the opening kickoff.
We hear about that 6-0 all the time. We never hear the second half of
What
the
was the final
stuff.
score?
I have no idea.
66-6.
No idea.
Probably 66.
We can't play with the lead. Our defense choked the wheel. Couldn't stop the crossbuck.
You notice, Will, I'm staying out of this one.
All right. Burns will be at Crest next week. Hopefully we'll have live video coverage of that on WHS. And then AC Reynolds and Shelby. I'm going to turn it over to Chip to finish the scores. I got to run down the hall and hit some buttons for a minute. All right, Chip, do your best. Yeah,
All right, fans, buckle up, hang on to your hats. Here's the final scores that we got, and some of the scores that aren't final. Mountain Heritage defeats Chase 56-0 in the surprise score of the night. Avery County loses to Cherville Ironman. Brian Free and I had that game. Cherville wins 20-18. They are 1-0. Burns Bulldogs defeat Forest View 32-7. Shelby Golden Lions 32. Steve DeGree, great job over the Kings Mountain Mountaineers 32-16. South Point Raiders 28. Lincolnton Wolves 6. East Rutherford shuts out Bessemer City 45-0. They are the team to watch in Rutherford County. You heard it here first. Good job, Coach Russ. Yes. Polk County blanks Madison 30-0. Brevard blanks Pisgah 35-0. Smoky Mountain 34. Cherokee 21. Franklin Panthers 33. Murphy Bulldogs 13. Asheville Cougars start out the season 42-6 over Tuscola. Hendersonville 14. North Henderson 7. We don't have a final on that one. Don't have a final on North Gaston and East Gaston. Last score we have is 21. North Gaston 21. East Gaston 7. Greenville Hurricanes 25, Thomas Jefferson 21. Forest Hills loses to Ashbrook 29-13. East Lincoln over Kramer 47-24. North Lincoln defeats West Lincoln 27-14. Bandy's defeats St. Stephen's 29-14. East Surrey 21, Robbinsville 19. West Henderson defeats Newton Conover 51-33. Bunker Hill defeats Freedom 35-28. Maiden shuts out Ford 30-0. Ashe County defeats Wilkes Central 48-26. The Inca Jets defeat the Owen Warhorses 48-8. Have not confirmed a final score. Last score we have for South Caldwell versus West Caldwell is South Caldwell 24, West Caldwell 7. Christ School shuts out East Burke 26-0. Statesville 36, Alexander Central 21. Community School of Davidson 38, West Iredell 7. Never heard anything about South Iredell versus North Iredell. RS Central defeats McDowell 41-38. Hickory picks up right where they left off, shuts out High Brighton 48-0. West Forsyth defeats AC Reynolds 19-13. That's a surprise. Lake Norman 48, West Columbus 8. East Wilkes defeats West Wilkes 34-6. Hunter Hush shuts out Drawn 44-0. And rounding it out, Andrews 42, Rosman 14. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Yeah. Don't forget, tune in to Shock Jocks tomorrow morning starting at 8 to 10:15.
He's just going to take time to plug his show in right
It ain't my show. I'm just a part of it. So, hey, thanks, everybody, for coming, tuning in. Week 1's done. I think we're about out.
The weather stays nice and quiet through the entire weekend. It's a beautiful weekend to be outdoors. Tonight, it's partly cloudy with some patchy fog. Temperatures cool down again into the upper 50s to lower 60s tonight. Mostly sunny and a little bit warmer Saturday. High temperatures climb into the mid-80s. It's mostly sunny and warm on Sunday as well, with high temperatures climbing back into the upper 80s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 11:52, and the temperature is 64 degrees.
Do you have something metal that needs some upgrading? If so, call Wade Walker at Coating Solutions. Coating Solutions specializes in custom powder coating. If you have anything metal that needs a facelift, Coating Solutions is the answer. If it's metal, aluminum, stainless steel, anything metal, Coating Solutions can make it look brand new in any color you choose. Handrails, wheels, motors, valve covers, lift kits, dirt bike frames, anything metal. Call Wade Walker today at 980-745-4545. Located at 104 Rockdale Road, 4 miles north of Falston on Highway 18.
Say goodbye to those hot, sticky days in the scorching